Good morning and welcome back to the My Pro Golfer channel. Jeremy Franks coming to you here from the range at Summerfield Crossing Golf Club, where we're going to film for you today the next episode and the next step on Take Me to the Tour. Hey, thanks for watching today's episode. Here at My Pro Golfer, you know we like to keep things simple. And today, I've got a special gift for you to help you never miss a 5-foot putt again. Click the link below and download today. So for those of you that follow me along on a regular basis, you know that I am on a quest. And my quest is to try to go and play golf professionally full-time. And now, we've got some steps and some benchmarks to make before we ever can really consider putting the money forward or looking for sponsors to take me to that level where my full-time job is to try to get myself to play professional golf. And so I'm taking you on this journey because I want you to see the kind of effort that you've got to put in and the time that you got to put in to reach your goals. Basically, what I'm trying to do for you is put my money where my mouth is and show you how great that this method that I've come up with, the olive tree method, works for the day-to-day golfer. Not only is it good for you all, but it also is going to be good for me to take what I do and prove it all the way to a professional tour. All right, so let's talk a little bit about benchmarks and how do we evaluate our golf games in order to take us to the levels that we're trying to go. And remember, if you watched my first video, my stroke average this year was 74.7, all right? And we're later in the year, it's coming to the end of that 2023 season. And 2024 is gonna be really significant about trying to reach some of these benchmarks. So let's just take that case in point. I've gotta drop my stroke average at least to 73 next year in casual golf because the tour player average is 71.5 on tour player courses, which are much more difficult than the average golf course. And they're playing those under tournament conditions in which I'm going to try to prepare myself to do that. So what should we be doing? Well, one of the things we can do is go play a difficult golf course and evaluate where we could have made shots up. And so let's talk a little bit about that. Fortunately, this week, I was able to play one of my favorite venues in the world, Streamsong Resort. Now, that's just 40 minutes from us here in Florida, and it's a phenomenal place. And sidebar, if you have any interest in playing golf around the world or going to places that are phenomenal, I also run an MPG travel company that would be happy to help you in any way, in any form, in any place that you want to go. I've got a wealth of knowledge from 20 years of golf travel all around the world. But Streamsong Resort is one of those places that I would recommend highly to anybody. It's an unbelievable experience. So yesterday we went and played the red course. And I'm just gonna take you through real quick how to evaluate a couple of places where I could have made up some better shots. Now it was a windy day. I shot 78, which for me is about average on a hard, difficult golf course, on a golf course that I haven't played in a while. And so I was like, well, how do I get my 78 down to a 71 or at least a goal of 73. And so we're thinking through the round, and one of the things that I want to talk about today will lead into the wedge work that we'll do on this Take You to the Tour episode. So we tee off at number 7, par 5, wind right to left, and we hit a good drive. We had a good layup shot. It's a pretty long hole, and it was difficult conditions yesterday. And then I had about 120 yards out of a bunker. So I took my pitching wedge, I played for the wind, I just aimed it way right, hit a nice solid shot, let the wind bring it back in, and it was fortunate enough to hit in a pretty good spot, spun back about 6 feet, dead uphill on the putt. And so it was an inside right putt, hit it, no problem, made my birdie, excited. Moved on to number 8, which is one of their signature par 3s. It's a phenomenal hole. It's just one of the most beautiful looking setups for a Coore and Crenshaw course that I've played. And the whole location that day was very inviting. So it was about 115 yards, dead downwind. And it's a tight hole, but it's difficult if you get just a little bit offline. So I'm a pretty decent wedge player, and I hit my gap wedge to 8 feet. And I didn't think much of it, and I was excited. I'm just made my first birdie of the day on 7. I'm gonna get ready to hit another birdie on 8. 8 feet's usually something I think I'm gonna make. So I get up there and I make my effort at it, and I hit it about 4 or 5 feet past. And so I thought to myself, wow, I just ended up 3-putting the hole. How did I get myself here? I was excited and now I'm not. One of the things that I need to think about from a tour level is not so much just hitting a solid shot, but where am I trying to put this ball for the best opportunity to make birdie? I just hit an uphill putt on 7 from 6 feet, straight up the hill, and made that putt without any issue at all. I didn't recognize that it was down grain, downwind, and downhill. I was just excited to make the birdie. So instead of thinking through where I want to place the ball with my wedge, I just hit dead at it. But in function, learning what that green does so that I know that I need to actually be fading or hitting slightly left of the pin so that I can give myself, even if it's 12 to 15 feet, it's a much more makeable putt than an 8-footer downhill, downwind, down grain. And those are the kind of things that can take you from a 78 to a 71. If you do those 7 times, find those little bits and things that can change, because I ended up 3-putting, and then I birdied the next hole. And so instead of being 3 under through 7, 8, 9, I'm 1 under. And then more difficult holes come up, I make a couple more bogeys coming in, and all of a sudden we've got ourselves a 78, when it felt like a day where I could have shot even par or even under. So those are the kind of things that you've got to think through in developing the benchmarks to get better and take yourself to whatever your tour is. So today we're going to hit up some wedge shots, thinking through where we want to place them with conditions and with wind. All right, so let's discuss first off, where are we going to try to hit the ball? Okay, so yesterday we had hole number 8, 115 yards, it was slightly downwind. I mishit it a little bit, but I didn't plan for where do I want the ball to be. I just saw the flag and I hit right at it. So the first thing you had to do is get on an app or have a yardage book. We had a yardage book yesterday. It wasn't like I didn't have the tools that I needed. I'm just needing to think through things more like a tour player so that I can get myself to the tour. So I'm on here and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, what's the green look like? So I've got a downhill, downwind, 115 yard shot. My gap wedge goes 105 to 110. I want to make sure I get a solid strike to get on the green. So yesterday we got on the green. We were a little bit short, but we were not left of the pin where the ideal putt up the hill would have been from. And so I need to think through, okay, where do I want this going? So today we got the wind exactly the opposite of what we had yesterday, but we can still plan and talk through how to hit those shots. So I'm looking at my green first. Where do I want the ball? Not so much where the flag is, but where do I want the ball? Where's the trouble? So we had a weird, odd looking bunker, short right. We knew we wanted to carry that, so we hit the right club because I didn't quite catch it solid. I mishit it a little bit. And so I got over that. That was trouble number 1. We want to get that out of play. But further than that, back left, there's no trouble at all. And the green back there is pretty substantial. There's a lot of it. Well, in hindsight, I could putt it right up the hill. Even if it was 12, 15 feet, I got a legitimate chance to make birdie, and I really take that bogey out of play. Now, I should never have bogeyed the hole, but I didn't think through the grain and the downhill. But my goal is to put it in a place where I can feel aggressive and not let the ball get away from me at a difficult golf course. So knowing where to land it would be optimal. So this time I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say, all right, well, instead of aiming for that right at the pin, I'm gonna go a little long and a little left so that if I mishit this again like I did yesterday, I've at least got that pin on the left side. And it was dead downwind. And one thing that downwind means is it just means if you're trying to cut or draw a ball dead downwind, the ball's just not gonna do it like you want it to do it. So keep that in mind as you hit a shot. So we were able to tee it up, and for those of you that saw Wyndham Clark throw a ball down on the ground, that's not the average. And if you're not a tour player that's done that 100 times, don't do that. Tee it up whenever possible, okay? I just recommend you, if you can put it on a tee, on a peg, do it. It just takes one or two variables in the strike out. So we would want to tee this up. We got our ball teed up. We're going to go just at that little flag out there, and that's our sort of our ideal target. And we want to make sure that we finish this shot left of the flag, because all the putts are easier and into the grain left of the flag. That's our big key. So let's go back through it. So yesterday I set up just a little right of it, knowing on a typical shot's a little bit of a draw. I don't want to draw it because the wind is down. I never got the ball left of it. So I'm actually going to start this ball left of the flag. If I push it, it's okay. I'm going to be right on the target line, but I want to give myself that uphill putt. So you can see my lines down there, hopefully. They're just a little right of that flag. You're going to see me set up a little bit left of it, encouraging that cut shot, but making sure that I get that ball left of the flag. So here we go. We got my 52-degree wedge. We're going through the same routine we would normally go through. We're just going to aim it, making sure we got a spot there in front of us, getting that ball set up square. I'm going to play it just a little bit more back in my stance because I just do that typically with wedges. And we're going to try to focus on just hitting a nice clean shot. And you can see that ball just coming slightly left of the flag. It's about 6 feet left of the flag, and that's exactly where I would have liked to have been yesterday to give myself a 6-footer up the hill instead of an 8-footer down the hill, downwind, and down grain. I hope you're enjoying this episode of Take Me to the Tour. In these episodes, I am trying to help you develop the knowledge that you need to take yourself as far as you want to go in this great game, knowing the difficulty and the steps that I'm taking to try to take myself to playing golf professionally for a living. So follow along with me on this episode and watch the benchmarks get reached each and every episode so that we can develop together a way to go as far as you want to go in golf. If you want help, connect with me. MyProGolfer24.com is a great resource for all things golf, and I want to be the guy, the pro, that takes you along with me as far as you want to go in golf. So like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Take Me to the Tour. Hey, just want to remind you to not forget on getting your free gift below on how to never miss a 5-foot putt. I want to thank you all for coming along. If you're watching this portion of the video, that means you're really involved in wanting to see what it takes to get to the level of a professional golfer. A golf professional that plays full-time and makes the money based on how they play. That's the biggest difference between a golf professional, somebody that runs a club or teaches the game, to a professional golfer. The professional golfer is someone who plays golf with the majority of their income coming from playing or endorsements to play. So I just want to thank you for being involved and watching to the full extent of this video. And if you want to be more relational with me, sign up for the MyProGolfer membership. It allows you to have better interaction with me, more personal interaction with me. We can actually get together once a week and discuss your golf swing and your game and take you as far as you want to go in this great game. And we just thank you for being a part of watching this show, the Take Me to the Tour show, where we're going to be really encapsulating everything that it would take for me from a fitness standpoint, from a nutrition standpoint, from a golf standpoint, to a knowledge standpoint of how to get myself back to playing professional golf full time. I want to thank you so much. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next Thursday at 6 o'clock. Enjoy golf today.